All systems are go.
Check this out. It's party time.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
We got a great show tonight.
It's showtime.
Okay, let's party.
Come on, baby. Let's just boogie.
Y'all ready?
Let's go nuts.
All right.
Here we go. Now, without further ado,
You're listening to DK and Big B
on Cave Crew Radio.
It is that time again, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. In just about 10 minutes time, well, 8 minutes and 20 seconds, according to our countdown clock. We're going to go live. We have a special guest with us, hopefully again tonight, and to keep the endless summer beach party alive. A little bit of follow-up from next week. Reminder of a special guest returning next week. And of course, our epicenters and hopefully some fun, believe it or what. But Big B, welcome to the pre-show.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm mighty glad it's Friday. I have a chore list. I don't know if you do this. I have a self-induced chore list. The length of my arm.
No, I don't do that.
Well, I want to cut the lawn. I want to work in the garden a little bit. I got to clean the inside of the Jeep. The outside looks great, but I've been putting off the outside because it's been 400 degrees outside.
Right.
And it's only going to be 75 tomorrow, so it's great to get this stuff. There's an annoying branch on a tree I'd like to cut down. And yeah, I'm sure I'll find some other things. How about you?
I don't have a chore list. What I do have to do, I will get into on the main show during our epicenters. But I have a question for you.
Sure.
I have. I know you are knowledgeable about all things propane.
I am the Hank Hill of Cave Crew Radio.
So I was because I have the new sink table outside, and I'm rearranging things outside. My propane tank for my smoker is no longer like under the table or covered. So it's just sitting out. It's sitting next to the smoker, sitting out, so it's visible. So last weekend I was smoking some ribs, and it takes a nice 5-hour process. Pull the ribs out, and I'm like, closing everything down. I look down at the propane tank, and it is covered in ants.
In ants?
In ants. I never, I looked at the propane tank all day long. I didn't really notice anything. When I'm done, it's covered in ants.
Now
I
take a photo of this.
No, I didn't actually think about it because I was sweating and hot, and I just got done in a 5-hour smoke process. So no, I didn't. But I remember watching another barbecue show, and one of the guys builds his gigantic pits. He's a barbecue store owner in Texas. He builds his gigantic pits out of old propane tanks. And I remember him saying that you have to make sure all the propane and all the fumes are out of the tank. And when you do this, watch out because insects like the smell of propane.
Well, I can tell you this: at the yard.
Right.
It's very bad with, I call them wasps, but yellow jackets. They are somehow attracted to that rotten egg smell of propane. So I cannot confirm ants. You did not drip anything that was like edible, like grease or dripping.
No. The propane tank is to the side of the smoker, like almost behind it. So no, there was no way I dripped anything on it. It's clean.
So I can verify for you that I have experience with yellow jackets. It must be some sweet smell to the propane. I smell as rotten eggs is what I smell. But I guess that's very interesting that the ants should have lit it on fire.
Well, I'm not going to light a propane tank on fire.
Well,
but
that's a great way. I use boiling water and bleach.
I let it go, and then obviously I turned the propane off, and then I don't know if it wasn't later on that night. It was probably the next day. I went out. All the ants are gone, and the ants have been gone since.
Do you think now when you? Good evening, by the way. Facebook user is in the house. Facebook user, and
short side.
He's feeling so bad. He missed that week or two that he's not going to be late again.
Right.
I wanted to tell you when you got the heat of the day. And you've got the propane running, it really cools. Like you can always tell how much propane you have because when you feel on the side of the tank, you can feel like the condensation and the coolness. Maybe the ants were a little warm.
Okay, maybe that's a very good possibility. It was just weird that I'm kind of cleaning everything up and I look at it and just it's covered. It's not one or two. It's like 100. It is it was crazy.
Seen this. I wish I could queue up right now. The ants go marching one by one. I need a bigger sound deck. It's Amanda as Facebook user. Don't forget to join us, Amanda. When you're ready. Take a deep breath. It's all good. I don't know why Amanda sometimes shows up as Facebook user.
Because she doesn't click the link.
Oh, but I think once you do it once. Good evening, Jason Scott. There's another one. Hello, gents. Gents, England. Artist formerly known as. That's my.
Maybe.
Man, I have so much fun with Facebook user. You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, as Facebook user, you could get yourself in trouble because if someone has identified themselves as Facebook user earlier in the show, we might start to pick on a comment that you've made, and you could get in trouble that way.
So Amanda's going to be in trouble. So whatever the other Facebook user says, we're going to blame Amanda.
Well, it's weird. I'd love now to complete the circle of life to have a YouTube user.
Oh, we do need
Isn't
a YouTube
weird
user.
Before we go live. We're normally bigger on Facebook than YouTube. We do okay. But the night Amish Comic was there, it was all YouTube. Biggest show we've had.
Well, that's his fans. He does everything. He even said it on the show. He doesn't do Facebook. He does YouTube. So that's where all his fans are used to going.
What you're saying is none of our fans over here. Jason Scott says it's Mike Jolitz.
Ooh,
calling us gents. That seemed totally British to me.
I haven't heard from Mike Jolitz in a long time. I miss the Mike Jolitz news segment.
We all do, but he is so famous now with of course he does his news thing and he does this music show all on podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. But he even is so big now when he misses, he has guest hosts.
Nice.
Like we don't do that. I mean, I might bring someone in or you might bring someone in. But like if both of us come down with the flu or something, no one takes the reins.
Correct. We're not on that night.
But Mike Jolitz has fill-in hosts. That's like CNN. That's like Jeopardy. That's like so many big things.
Mike Jolitz has hit the big time.
Who would have known? And we might have had a small part in it. So we're gonna move this stuff out of here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna not keep you any longer on the pre-show. We're going to we're going to get started. So hold on to your pants while I cue the music and the sound effects and all that good stuff. And we'll be live on camera in just a few short minutes.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Warning, Will Robinson. This program contains bad words.
Use caution
If easily offended, enter
at your own risk.
Things are starting to get weird in here.
really weird.
It's the Big B and DK on Cave Crew Radio.
Cave Crew Radio.
Listen to us now at cavecrewradio.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clevin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK, and I am live in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Great to be here tonight for another endless summer beach party. What great fun we have in store for you again tonight. We are live on cavecrewradio.com. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. And of course, we are available wherever good podcasts can be found. Just look for Cave Crew Radio and you're sure to find it, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, no yada yada tonight. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes. We're expecting a guest in a few minutes. Hopefully all goes smooth. We have so many questions, so many things to follow up on last week. We've got a major announcement reminder coming up about next week as well. And Big B has some great news stories. We've got a lot of fun. But before we get into anything, it is my pleasure, as always, to introduce you to the Duke of Stencelli, as knighted by the Queen herself, the self-proclaimed President of the United States, and of course, the epicenter of something, ladies and gentlemen, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am Sir Big B, your president elect of the United States of America. And as always, I am the epicenter of something. And this week, I am the epicenter of updates.
Oh, and what are we updating on?
So if you recall my epicenter last week, I was in customer service hell.
Correct. With now, test my knowledge. On this one. I'm usually the quiz master.
Right.
I'm going to say Jane from Mumbai.
Jane from Mumbai. That is correct.
All right. See, I pay attention. You might not think I do.
So where we left it was that I had ordered a brand new smoker. It was to be delivered. Now it's 2 weeks ago. It didn't get picked up. It was sitting in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania for a period of 2 weeks and never got picked up. So I called up Walmart, yelled at Jane from Mumbai, had the first one returned on their side, and a new order was placed.
I really wish you would have taped that call. I can't imagine you yelling at Jane from Mumbai.
Well, I did yell at Jane from Mumbai. And if you recall,
realize before you go any further,
yes,
Jane from Mumbai had nothing to do with this. She was the unfortunate person who answered the phone and then was subject to your raise. Jane from Mumbai probably deserves an apology.
Well, I can't speak to Sam Walton, so I can only speak to representatives of the Walmart Corporation. So right. Jane from Mumbai gets the fire and anger from customers. That's what customer service people do.
Right.
So that is where I left it. And if you recall, I demanded that I get a free smoker. They said they could either give me a replacement or give me a refund, and I said I wanted both.
The audience is turning on you quickly.
I'm fine with that.
They are major fans of Jane from Mumbai. I wonder how many times we'd have to call the Walmart hotline before we finally got Jane for you to issue a public apology.
I don't know. Somebody out there can help and try to call Walmart and patch them through.
Keep calling Walmart, ladies and gentlemen. Get Jane from Mumbai on the show.
And we will have a conversation. I will not apologize, but we can have a conversation. I had demanded.
You're clear. I know this is important. You want to get to this, but you got to be like this. Sometimes when I call customer service, I'll say, "Listen, I'm about to scream at you, but please know, it is not directed at you personally. But until you get me to someone that's going to solve this problem, I'm going to be your living hell." You could have done it that way.
Well, but that's the difference between polite Canadians and brash New Yorkers. That's a huge difference. So I demanded a free smoker. I said I want a replacement and a refund. They gave me a replacement and offered me a $15 gift card for my inconveniences, which I still have not received, by the way.
Well, have you even received the one from Red Lobster? You are a gift card scammer, by the way.
Well, I did receive the one from Red Lobster. I haven't used it yet because, I wasn't going to order online anymore and get, fucking Raoul from wherever.
Raoul? And you know what? Jane from Mumbai and Raoul are probably kin.
They probably ate my lobster dinner that night.
They probably by candlelight, by lavender candles, they ate your lobster dinner together, and they planned this whole thing that when you lost the barbecue, it was going to be Jane, Raphael's or Raoul's.
Raoul. Yes, this was all a 6 month to a year plan. They've been planning this. So anyway,
accuracy against you.
So the first smoker has been returned, and the second one has now been shipped, but it's still sitting in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So on Sunday, July 4th, I'm out in my backyard with barbecuing and all that. I just look at my phone and I start scrolling. I check in the update on the new smoker to see if it started moving. And it pulled up my whole account, like all my online orders from Walmart. So it was the new smoker, and then right under it, the old smoker. The old smoker still had tracking information available for me. I said, okay, let me just, for the fuck of it, I just want to check and see what it looks like. I click on the tracking information, and it was picked up, and it was in transit all of a sudden.
Nice. Jane from Mumbai felt your rage and decided to press the go button on the ship.
Well, I don't know if she decided to press the go button or she fucked up, because the first one should have been returned and should not have been shipped. The first one was now in transit, went from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to another place in Pennsylvania. I don't remember the name of it. And apparently that's where the airport is, the local airport. It flies to JFK and then goes for delivery. So it was in transit. It went to Allentown. It was Allentown. That was
Allentown. That's like a Billy Joel song.
That is a Billy Joel song.
Yeah.
So it went from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to Allentown. 3 days after it was in Allentown, it arrived at JFK. That was 2 days ago.
Things are looking up.
That was 2 days ago. The first grill, the first smoker that was returned.
The one that was never supposed to arrive.
It was never supposed to arrive.
Not a chance in hell.
Not one chance in hell. It now was at JFK. Yesterday, I get a tracking information. Your order is out for delivery.
This is wonderful news.
The first smoker that was supposed to be returned is now out for delivery. I'm waiting all day for this.
You're this is exciting.
Well, one, I want to make sure it's real.
Right.
And two, yes, it's very exciting because it's finally going to, it's been a month.
You were expecting what? A slinky?
Well, I wasn't expecting anything to show.
Oh, okay. All right.
So 7 o'clock rolls around. The guy comes, he knocks on the door, and there it is on a dolly. This gigantic, huge box.
What's the delivery driver's name?
I didn't get his name. Let's call him Biff.
Biff from Brazil.
Biff from Brazil.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Biff from Brazil has now come into our little chapter book that is the missing smoker.
That's right. He wheeled it out into my backyard for me. I gave him a wonderful tip, and off he went. So now I have smoker number one, and I sent you a picture of it. Right. Said smoker number one sitting in my backyard, all boxed up. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early and start to build it. But in the meantime, smoker number two.
Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. It's smoker number two.
Smoker number two is still waiting to be picked up at Walmart. Now, if the timeline follows along the same one, it's going to take about a month to get here. So it was shipped on, I want to say July 2nd.
Right.
So I'm thinking next week, if the timeline follows, it's going to be picked up. And once it starts moving, it's going to come to my house. I didn't pay for it. I didn't ask. Well, the first one I wanted returned. So if I wind up with a second smoker, that smoker will be sold. I already have one potential buyer.
Wait a minute. Why don't you have a double smoker kitchen?
Well, this goes back to my want of a free smoker. So one way or another, I'm getting a free smoker, whether they refunded me or now smoker number two, as long as it starts moving, comes to me. I already have one potential buyer to buy that smoker, gives me the money, and I now have paid for the first one. I have a free smoker.
You can afford to get some of that Wagyu beef.
Yes, I could put that into the Wagyu beef.
So are you selling, or should I say, are you reselling the second smoker? Fuck, I have a hard time following this show sometimes. Are you reselling the second smoker for the suggested retail price?
If it's to somebody I know, I will give them a break. If it's to somebody I don't know, they are paying full price. I'm not looking to make a profit.
So there's a chance that this may not be a free smoker.
It may not completely
a excellent deal, but it may not be a free smoker per se.
Correct.
If it's said unknown buyer, person
right,
35% off.
Well, I'd knock $200 off.
So you would get this beautiful smoker, the smoker of your dreams. Excellent food to follow, ladies and gentlemen. Another reason when things open up to go and visit Big B for $200.
Right. It's basically getting up near $1,000 smoker. I would get for $200 if it's to somebody I know. If it's to somebody I don't know, then it's full price.
What I'm feeling right now is you don't feel completely confident in the potential buyer. You have as much confidence in the potential buyer as you had in Jane from Mumbai.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
So what I'm saying to you is I'm feeling that you do not have a lot of confidence in the potential buyer, because you said, if I sell it to someone I know, they're going to get a good deal. If I don't sell it to someone I know. So I'm feeling that you don't have confidence in said unknown potential buyer.
Well, you don't know, this thing is 230 pounds.
Right.
So if it comes to my house, somebody has to come pick it up. They have to have a big enough vehicle to load it. They have to have some form of dolly or hand truck or something to move this. This is a big, giant, 230-pound grill in a box.
There is some incredible logistics involved with this purchase. This is not, I'm going to give you a great deal, I'm going to bring it to you.
No, I am not moving that thing. Once it gets here, it's sitting there until somebody comes and gets it.
With a dolly and the ability to move a 230-pound smoker on their own. So now what I'm feeling about this unknown buyer is maybe a disabled or elderly person, and you don't have confidence that they're going to be able to move said product to their own gourmet kitchen at any time.
Well, I'm just not confident that I would get the immediate buyers. Because there's, like you said, there's logistics involved.
If we were playing like Marco Polo, you're cold, you're getting warmer. This potential buyer would be somewhere on the lukewarm side of your confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's like I said, I already have one potential person lined up that I know is actually my neighbor. So if
and so what I'm getting from this, and I'm sure they're not watching the show, is you think your neighbor is full of shit, because you wouldn't look for another buyer if you had confidence that your neighbor who needs a dolly and a vehicle to move it next door, could you not help him push it?
No, if my neighbor is going to buy it, because he's not sure if he wants a new grill. It's not that I don't have confidence in him. He was looking at a Traeger, he told me, but he didn't buy it. So he's kind of looking and kind of feeling it out.
He's what we call in Canada on the fence.
Right, he's on the fence.
Right. Okay.
So
now,
it's not that.
How many drinks did you guys have when he said to you, I think I'm going to buy it?
0. He was actually texting
he was sober. He was stone cold. He was serious.
Well, I can't say for sure because I was texting him, so I wasn't in his presence.
So you're as bad as the kids of today. You're 5 feet away from this guy. All you got to do is stick your head over the fence, and you're texting him.
I was not 5 feet away from him. He is in Erie, Pennsylvania at the moment.
Well, how is he a neighbor?
He lives next door to me, but he's on vacation in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay. The plot thickens as we carry on, folks.
So as of right now, smoker number 2 is still waiting to be picked up. If it starts moving, I will give an update next week.
I think you should, put those Google Maps or FedEx shipping updates on the page.
If one starts coming, I will take screenshots and put it up if it starts moving.
Okay, I am not seeing Amanda on the chat. I don't know are we supposed to call her and just have audio? Maybe Jason will let us know. because, ladies and gentlemen, another thing that's a follow-up over last week, perhaps you will remember this, but perhaps you don't, is this crazy little thing that was traveling as long as it was not raining with a guide boat. I never knew tugboats had guides, traveling along through the St. Lawrence and the locks, and slowly but surely arriving in Cornwall, Ontario, which is where we were supposed to take it from there. The beautiful Theodore, or whatever it's called.
And luckily now I am getting all sorts of Facebook suggestions for Canada travels, all having to do with this stupid fucking tugboat. and within these suggestions, I'm getting photos of its progress along fucking Canada. It's like the Lewis and Clark expedition down the fucking Mississippi. I'm getting play-by-play of this fucking
final destination in Hamilton, Ontario.
Holy Christ. And it's going to take 3 months. It goes 2 miles an hour. So I found out the name of the captain of the tugboat.
Oh, yeah, do tell. Maybe we can talk to this guy at some point by ship to shore.
He is named Captain Gary Bonnie Byers.
Captain Bonnie? Sorry, Barry?
Gary
Bonnie
Byers.
Is he transgender?
He's an old man. I don't know.
Amanda's ready to give her poutine.
I have no idea what that does. That mean she's ready to come on the show? Is that secret speak for she's ready to come on the show?
You finish your poutine and we'll carry things. Captain Gary Bonnie
Byers.
I wonder if we can get double B, triple B. It would be. I wonder if we could get Captain Triple B.
If you can solo me, I have a picture of the good captain.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Gary
Bonnie Byers.
So it would be GBB is what we would call him. I think this is Amanda. We have an update. She is driving for 1 sec, paying for supper, and then she's going to hop on. Great. Should we do one news show and a story on the way?
Oh, wow, Jesus! Now hold on, I got to get to these fucking news.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think how we're going to kill time. Oh,
we can do. Let's do one news story. I have to get to them. Hold on.
All right, then I'll take this down now. I can't take it down now. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to remind you before we go to the news story that next week, the artist formerly known as Choo Choo Stew will be joining us. That is July 16th, 2021. The artist formerly known as Choo Choo Stew will be joining us. Great conversation. He's a photographer now of vegetables and such fun stuff. And anyway, Choo Choo Stew next week. What is Jason saying in chat? There's stuff going on in chat here. Hang on, we got Short Sigh. Cool. Who still uses supper as a term?
I was wondering the same thing. I haven't heard it called supper since I was like
usually called dinner, but she's Dutch. Don't forget.
Well, I have many questions about
for supper. Excuse me, I'm paying for my supper. So this is the best part. Not only are we going to talk about learning Dutch tonight, they are doing Dutch on their date.
They're going Dutch.
They're going Dutch. That's a term, ladies and gentlemen, when you pay for your own supper.
Are they going to, after the show, are they planning to play double Dutch?
Yes. Well, there's watching a romance that Amanda is very excited about, and I'm sure sing for your supper, sir. Is that Oliver Twist? I don't know. Lol flupper. Lots going on. Anyway, let me go to your news thing. And while we're waiting for Amanda to eat her poutine, we can certainly go to one news story, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll try to pull back for another. So here.
Hey, good evening. And now the rest of the story.
It's time for this week's Weird News. Now over to the CCR News Desk with senior correspondent Big B.
Over to you, Big B, as I find your story.
So we'll do the first one that I said in the order. So we were just that's it. So we were just speaking of Pennsylvania, having to do with my smoker. This also comes from Pennsylvania, where it says cops are called to break up a disorderly exorcism of dead trees in the lumber aisle of a Home Depot.
An exorcism of dead trees
in the lumber aisle of Home Depot.
Home Depot.
The Dickinson City Police Department disclosed the bizarre incident in a Facebook post detailing the 911 calls they had received on Monday afternoon. The description for a call at 3:26 p.m. read, "Disorderly people having exorcism in a lumber aisle for the dead trees. They were escorted out of the building."
So these dead trees, I'm assuming, are 2x4s.
Planks of wood and 2x4s and 4x8s and all of that. The post quickly went viral as commentators begged to know more details about the scene.
Like us, see, these people should get our advertisements for our shows because we're always begging for more.
Well, they go into a little bit here. It says a Dixon City police officer offered a fuller explanation to the Philly Voice, saying it was a seance type of thing for the dead. There were two people hanging out in the lumber department doing their little exorcism thing, the officer who was not named said. Some of the people at the store started picking up that something was happening that was not necessarily normal. Police were called to the store, and they were escorted out of the building.
So you got two druids, in their cloaks, imagining like Obi-Wan right now. And now is this, I'm not no expert, but isn't a seance and an exorcism two totally different?
It is. A seance is like where you gather around a table and speak to the dead, call the dead. An exorcism is casting out the demon in a possessed body.
Right. So here's where things are getting weird, because I could see if you're trying to exorcise Home Depot for mistreating these trees that have now passed to the other side, and perhaps a seance would allow you to connect with said maple, elm, or oak.
Right.
But what do you like? Yeah, I'm not getting where the exorcism comes in.
I don't know. That's what they're calling it. But the Facebook post, and that was basically it for the story, that they were just escorted out of the building. Nobody is facing charges. But the Facebook post that went up by the Dixon City Police drew a number of comments.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, it drew our attention. So
some of the comments were sometimes I think the 2x4s in my garage are possessed. As in this one, in the tone of the movie The Exorcism, may the price of plywood come down. The name of Christ compels you.
I have an inside tip, by the way, that wood is going to drop drastically in the next 30 to 45 days.
Ooh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Insider trading.
There you go.
I will light a candle for the lumber at Lowe's, somebody said. Mike Flynn chimed in, Your Honor, we have a virtual company and had nowhere to hold our annual board meeting. But
Good one. I wish I had the drum roll.
This person asks a very logical question. How does a wood exorcism happen in 2021 and not a single person in Home Depot video this for our entertainment?
Right. They video everything. Everything is someone stood at the corner of that forest and videotaped that damn tugboat. There had to be someone in Home Depot in the ages of smartphones that could have videotaped these two idiots burning sage around the fire doing a simultaneous exorcism seance.
You would think somebody would have, but so far video has not surfaced. And this one final comment is probably the best one of them all. Again, in the voice of the exorcist, inflation be gone by the power of Bob Vila.
Bob Vila. That is a good one. I'm wondering now, I have two comments to make.
Sure.
So no charges were laid. You can go out and be a complete idiot at Home Depot. So if I want to go have an exorcism about veggie burgers at Burger King, that would be completely legitimate and I would get away with it.
Well, they really weren't committing a crime. They weren't disorderly. They weren't the store was open, so that, they walked in legally. They weren't stealing anything. They didn't commit a crime. They were just being morons.
So you're walking along with James holding your hand and Mrs. B following shortly behind you, and you're looking for some wood because you want to put your new smoker up on a nice stand, and you come across these two idiots having a simultaneous exorcism seance.
Right.
What is your reaction to this? Because you're talking about it right now, it's a free world. This is cancel culture. We can do whatever we want.
Well, I would tell James, look, these people are morons, and laugh at them. And of course, I would do what those people at Home Depot didn't do: take out my phone and video.
Yes. I would think you would say to James, this is what happens to you when you don't eat your vegetables.
I would say, James, look at them. Stay in school.
Yeah. And my other question was, have you ever had a campfire, a bonfire in the backyard? You put a piece of wood on. Sometimes they do squeal. You get this odd noise. Sometimes you get a crackle. Sometimes I'm beginning to question now. Is there life on other planets? Was Area 51 real? Yada yada yada. All these fallacies that we don't believe in, but maybe they are living things when they're producing leaves and perhaps fruit.
Well, it is a living plant. I don't know what you want to call it. It's a living tree when it's producing leaves and all of that. When it no longer produces leaves and becomes extremely dry, brittle, and hollow, it's dead. It doesn't have a soul. So what you're saying is when you're in the campfire in the backyard and you hear a snap or a pop and maybe a little squeal, a little squeal come out of it.
Yeah,
you're saying that's the soul of the wood.
I'm not saying. I'm asking a question. I'm causing conversation.
Okay.
I'm not saying because I agree. If you and I die, if I was to drop dead on set, my soul, whatever I believe, would probably instantly, my life force would depart my body.
Mm-hmm.
And having a seance around my dead body,
right?
A seance would be to communicate with me, but the exercise is usually someone who's alive and acting weird, like you and I.
Right. So if you drop dead right now, and then suddenly your wife came downstairs and jumped on the mic and started talking weird news, that would be a possession. That would be you possessing your wife, and then somebody would have to exorcise
my wife.
Right.
Because I would be dried up dead wood.
Correct.
And
whereas if she didn't come downstairs and we were just left there with a DK corpse, people would gather around and try to communicate with your being, with your afterlife being, and that would be a seance.
I want, if I go first, you to get a clairvoyant or whatever on the show.
Sure.
And do a seance to communicate to me in the afterworld. So anyway, let's put this to bed. So what I'm assuming then is an exorcism was a complete wrong thing to do with a piece of wood. You could technically exorcise a live tree. So if I went in my front yard, I could exorcise said tree.
If you feel it was possessed by something, yes.
If I feel it was possessed by something, correct. But there is absolutely no point in me to go to my fire pile and grab a log and begin to exercise it.
No, it would already be dead.
But perhaps having a seance around the wood, because maybe some of its life force or aura is remaining, would be acceptable.
You know, we need to contact the woman that married the tree.
She would be perfect.
She would be perfect for this.
Yeah, because she has tree DNA in her.
I'm very confused.
I'm very.
Who is that?
It can't be Mike Joliet's because he's weird, but he's not that weird. Shorts Eye believes that a tree whisperer would be able to help us best.
Is there said tree whisperer somewhere?
Shorts Eye, if you could Google said tree whisperer and perhaps contact Big B on Big B After Hours, that would be very helpful. Because I don't have time to Google a tree whisperer. Someone that identifies as a tree, a botanist, someone could help us with this.
A botanist.
A botanist.
I would love to speak to a botanist.
Wouldn't that be a great show? What great questions we could ask. I still don't see Amanda. She's eating her poutine, perhaps. Do you want to carry to one more story?
Oh, we can. Let me pull them back up.
Pull up another one. While you're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, just a random picture of a tugboat parked at the side of the road.
Do we remember which one I said was next? I don't remember.
I can pull that up. Hang on. I got my screensaver of the tugboat inadvertently. Hang on, people. I have to grab my smartphone.
Did Amanda just join? I saw a blip that said
belch, like they just had a massive amount of gravy. Let me pull over here. I am hearing sounds.
Ooh, I think Amanda has joined.
This is from a car. This is like the guy, your friend in L.A.
The lane splitter.
There we go.
There she is,
Amanda.
Hi.
Hello, Amanda. You're looking lovely as always.
Thanks.
And you are. I don't like that view. You can see the whole Amanda. We'll go to that. Did you have a chance to eat your dinner real quick?
It was for Jason. It wasn't for me. I already ate.
Oh, so Jason was hungry after coming from the distribution center in Bethlehem, and you decided to get him. So you weren't tempted with like a dessert, like an ice cream or anything like that?
I also had donuts already.
Oh boy, you need to get on that treadmill.
I know. Double time tonight.
And Short Side is still having a hoot about supper.
Wait, are you driving?
Is this one of your Dutch relatives or something, Amanda? Oh, we kind of lost this. Bhutanamaster.
Say what?
I'm just not following this one Facebook user in chat. They're saying they're talking to us.
I have no idea. That's I don't think that's anybody we know.
I've never banned anyone.
I
on
can't
this
see
show.
comments anymore. Mel might be on.
It's not my Mel.
No, it's not your Mel.
Oh,
My friend Mel.
She's talking to you in Dutch.
I don't know if it's her though.
Okay, so anyway, let me bring back. Let me find. Where did Theodore go? So last week we had this big thing with Theodore. Showing here, ladies and gentlemen, the tugboat. I'm going to play a quick little audio clip of Amanda, the only person that we know that actually saw Theodore, ladies and gentlemen. And Big B and I have several questions about this, but this is really cool. Here is Amanda live going to see Theodore.
Who's going in? Where are we?
At the boat. Park and we found.
Who are we going to go see?
I forgot his name.
C'est quoi son nom? C'est quoi son nom?
I don't really know. I forgot his name.
Why can't I say? Can't remember his name?
It's cute, and I never seen a tugboat in my life. That's my first time seeing a tugboat.
But here is Theodore. There's still tons of people down here. Okay, fais attention les bouteilles. Oh my God, those whistles are driving me insane.
Okay, so many questions. What was it like, first of all, before we get into the weird shit? What was it like to see Theodore in person? Was it worth the wait?
There was no wait. Really, there really wasn't. It's the parking that we had to kind of leave and come back down for. But he's super cute. It's a cute boat. It was nice to see.
So what I meant by wait is you have been in like.
Oh, the
It is you
anticipation.
and Jason that have had us involved in this dramatic journey from Eastern Canada through rainstorms that were impassable, pulling over in the ocean to finally arrive in Cornwall. Was it worth that wait?
Yes, it was cute because it was all for the kids. It's part of Thomas the Train, so it was more for them. So it was nice to see them excited to see him.
Okay, so but I'm very sorry. But I didn't hear anything from the kids except they were excited because you brought them there. But you're the one that's been stalking this damn boat.
I was a little excited.
And thankfully, now that you've tagged me in a bunch of posts, I get all these fucking suggestions for Canada tourism. Like I said, along the boat. I've watched the boat now, step by step, all across the fucking Canada River, whatever the fuck is going on. Holy crap!
You're getting Canada tourism. I am only getting Sensi, Theodore, Sensi, Theodore, and Jason Scott posting a castle. That's the extent of my exciting social media at this point.
Those castles are beautiful, gotta say.
They're gorgeous. I don't deny that. But yeah, I don't have Tourism Canada because I could use some ideas for vacation. All I'm getting is this freaking tugboat.
It's big
It
news.
goes like 2
Big
meters an
news.
hour.
Oh my God! Yeah, the blistering speed that it fucking moves. Holy crap! It's going to take a decade for it to get to its final destination.
Right.
Well,
We have a fan here that is telling us Thomas the Tugboat had its own books and series.
Thomas
So did
the
Bugs Bunny,
yeah.
but you don't see like a giant rabbit costume jumping across your lawn at.
Just wait, that might happen.
Oh my God!
So let's elaborate
Did you
on
just do
this
the bunny?
a little bit more.
Up there, Jason.
Oh, hello, Jason. And no giving your answers when we do the trivia. We'll try not to keep it too long because we know you got a Netflix show you got to hurry home to. But we noticed a strange language, and you weren't just speaking in one language. You were like jumping from one to the other, and you'd shout like
Yeboah. Yeboah.
like. And Jason has identified this as Dutch.
It's not Dutch. It's French.
What are you trying to do to your children that you are speaking to them partially in two different languages?
Because they're both bilingual. The two older ones. My daughter actually will also speak English, but they're bilingual. So.
Well, that's fantastic. But why don't you make up your damn? You're like a bipolar French person. You're off in French, and then the next minute you're saying, "Do you want ice cream?"
Well, it's because I'm talking to them, but I'm also talking to whoever's watching me live. So I'm speaking English to them, really, and French to the kids. So.
Well, I hope you know that it's almost like a bad connection because every time you switched, we didn't have a fucking clue what you were saying.
And what's interesting is none of that sounded French at all.
No, listen.
Ebola.
It sounded like you were exercising a tree at Home Depot. What exactly is Ebola?
It sounded to me like you were pointing out a snake. They're boa.
Yeah, like, so who is that? Or were you like thanking the French god that you
I was saying he's nice, He's nice. But in French.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ebola.
No.
He's nice.
Wait. So now, here's what she's doing. So she's this is the reason why I didn't realize that any of this was French. She's speaking French with the Canadian A at the end.
There you go.
Holy I didn't get that. Hang on. I got to hear this again.
Ebola.
It's Ebola.
It's not Ebola. She's saying, I don't know how to say the word in French, but it's Ebola.
Yeah.
Kind of, yes, I guess you can put it that way.
So theoretically, if you were saying there is Theodore in the tugboat, how would you say that in French?
Theodore est là.
See, that sounded French.
That was very French. I would not have missed. And now I see why. But now I feel a little bit. I have more because maybe Justin. Maybe Jason Scott likes French people, but maybe you misled him that you were from the land of windmills, wooden shoes, and dominoes, and he thought he was with some Hollish lady. And now he's sitting beside you with indigestion from whatever he ate, and you are not Dutch like he thought you were.
Our secrets being revealed tonight on Cave Crew Radio.
I speak fast. That's the problem.
We are the radio version of 23andMe.
Wait, not only do you speak fast, you're adding the A to the end of it.
Not really, but yes, I guess you can put it that way.
Holy crap! That you've made your own language. It's Fringlish the end. It's Fringlish the end.
I go back and forth, yes, but it's not really A. I'm saying ah.
Are you sure you're not mixing Dutch, French, and English? Do you have any Dutch on the other side?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of.
I've never done my family tree, so I don't know. It's possible.
So you are
fluent. Start a GoFundMe to help us do Amanda's family tree.
We will do a 23andMe for Amanda. Now you can speak French fluently.
That's right.
So you grew up with French and English.
Yeah.
Can I explain to you? I don't mean to speak on your behalf. Are you getting arrested? Are you guys parked in a? Well, I notice you're looking over your shoulder.
Oh, I don't know, Jason. I think are you trying to tell me about the window up? Oh, okay. Sorry. No, I'm parked. I'm not driving.
That's how she always looks at me.
Who is yelling at you to turn the window up?
No, I thought he was.
Oh, okay.
Now, you speak French fluently.
Yep.
Does Jason speak French? No,
he can here and there. He's said a couple of words, but no, he speaks English to the kids.
So when you get
a couple words in French.
You don't talk to them. Well, maybe, but not.
I speak very well in French.
But you don't speak it often with us.
No,
so I want to understand if you get mad, you get into an argument with Jason. Do you start yelling French curse words at him?
No, definitely not. It's definitely all English.
If you're with a relative or a French-speaking friend, and you want to say something about Jason Scott that you don't want him to know, do you speak in French to that person?
He would probably understand, though.
There's nothing drives me nuts is when you're with people from another country. It could be like Saudi Arabia, Yugoslavia, it doesn't matter. And you're standing there and they know damn well you're English and they start hooba booba. Or I'm not good at imitating languages. I'm going to steal your voice again, Amanda. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, they start doing that in front of you and you're nodding and smiling because you want to be polite.
But you have no idea what the hell they're saying.
Speak.
That's right.
Read and write in French.
Jason can speak, read, and write in French. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't know, later on in the summer, as our big event of the summer, Jason and Amanda will face off in Choo Choo Mania. And at some point, we have to do something in French where maybe one says something if the other one can interpret it. The only thing is, Big B, we won't know if they're right or wrong.
I took 3 years of French in high school.
I live in Canada and I can't speak a damn word of it. No parlez-vous François. That's all I can say.
All I can really say is my name is Je m'appelle Big B.
Je m'appelle Big B.
Je m'appelle Big B. Et tu? And that's and you.
Et toi ou et vous?
Well, no, isn't A2 you?
Specifically,
like if I said A2, it would be you and you.
The proper way would be et vous.
Et vous.
Et vous.
Isn't I mean, this is like 35 years ago. I thought that was like the almost like the feminine version of it. I don't like there was the A2 and a vous were kind of like the man and the woman type thing.
You can say tu and toi, but like to say proper, it would be vous.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I learned something. I learned something new tonight.
Yeah, but I'm disappointed. I came here wanting to explore Dutch history.
Sorry.
And French. French is something I'm exposed to on a daily basis as a Canadian. They want us to play that sound. I just do that next week for you, Schwartz. I'm going to need to bring that into Adobe Edition or whatever and reverse the sound. I don't have the ability to do that on demand.
Something is happening right now.
What?
I don't know, but Amanda looks very, very concerned.
No, it's four-wheelers. They're just really loud.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to play the game and then you guys can get on your way. Where are you? Are you at like a makeout point or something? Or?
We're sitting in Harvey's parking lot.
Harvey's parking lot, and there's four-wheelers burning all over the place.
Yeah, they're behind us. Yeah.
For those of us that are not Canadian, what is Harvey's?
Oh, it's a great burger place.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess. So there's the sky.
There's the sky. Very
good. I can see Canada.
How come all the trees in Cornwall still look dead like it's fall?
I don't know if you could see. Oh, you can't see the restaurant. Actually.
You guys are parked way at the back.
Oh.
Oh,
look at this.
I think I just lost you. Hold on.
No, we're here.
We're there.
We're in a Cars video. This is
what just happened?
We're right here.
She's gone.
We lost her. Do I have to let that Amanda go? And there's another one. Hang
on. Leave it up just in case.
No, the other Amanda is not there. She was here. We're going to let you go, Amanda, and let you come back. Let's see if that helps. Jason says he knows real French, and Amanda speaks slang. Someone likes the talking heads.
That was from the previous comment where they were talking.
Psycho killer.
Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Ha 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 ha. I think you drew in something by talking about that exorcism at Home Depot.
As soon as you start talking about the undead and the afterlife, strange things happen.
All right.
I think she's
hoping Amanda. We want to play Believe It or What, ladies and gentlemen.
I think she just came back. Check.
I don't see her here. Where are you seeing her?
Well, I get these pop-ups that says host had just joined the broadcast.
Well, I'm the host. There's Amanda ready to join, but where is she?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I hear her.
There you go.
Yeah, but hang on, we can't see you. Oh, there she is. Okay, there she is. Hang on. There we go.
There we go.
Psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? All right. Double Dutch. They're asking
Double
you.
Dutch.
All right. Are you ready to play the special tugboat edition? Now he's gone.
I'm right here.
Oh, he's getting a beer. All right. Let's play. Nobody go anywhere. Our special tugboat edition of Believe It or What.
Fact or fiction?
True or false?
Right or wrong? Let's go. It's time to play Believe It or What?
Or what? I can't wait for this, ladies and gentlemen. This is our quiz show where Big B will be facing off against Amanda in this tugboat challenge. Now, here is the fun deck. I'm going to call myself right now for the remainder of the quiz Captain Poop Deck. I want to name this Captain Poop Deck. I am going to ask you questions of famous ships that my tugboat has carried throughout time. As our guest, Amanda, would you like to go first, or would you like to pass to Big B?
Sure, I'll go first. I'm going to fail this.
This is your next question.
All right. The first one is an old galleon captained by Sir Francis Drake when he sailed around the world in the late 1570s. For the life of me, I can't remember its name. What was the name of Sir Francis Drake's ship? Was it A, Bonhomme Richard, B, Anne Bonny's Revenge, C, Sea Eagle, or D, the Golden Hind? What do you think, Amanda?
Boy, let's go with A.
A, Bonhomme Richard. Let's go to Scotty.
That answer is
wrong.
Incorrect. Goose egg.
That's nothing for Amanda. Big B, are you ready for yours?
Well, what's the answer, first of all?
Sorry, I didn't give you the answer, did I? I apologize for getting so excited about moving on. The correct answer was Golden Hind. Queen Elizabeth I of England commissioned Drake to pass through the Strait of Magellan and investigate the lands west of South America. Okay. Next question. Over to Big B, 0-0.
Yep.
The next ship is the Endurance. She was Sir Ernest Shackleton's ship. He used her on the expedition he undertook in 1914 to 1915. I'll be jiggered, but I can't remember where Shackleton went. Was it A, Equatorial Africa, B, South Dakota, C, Persia, or D, Antarctica? Big B, believe it or what? Equatorial Africa, South Dakota, Persia, or Antarctica?
I'm torn between A and D, but I will say D, Antarctica.
That answer is Correct.
Oh, one for Big B. I guess Shackleton had in mind to make the first land crossing of the continent of Antarctica. Instead, Endurance ran into thicker and thicker ice in the Weddell Sea, which kept taking him further and further from his destination. It's okay, Amanda. You can tie it up right now. Look at this un, lad. This un here is the USS Sokola. I met her on the Potomac River. There was something special about her. Do you know what it was? Was it A, she was a gambling riverboat? Was it B, she was the world's only Glenda the catamaran? Was it C, she was a nuclear-powered U.S. Navy destroyer? Or was it D, she was a presidential yacht?
Oh boy.
Or what? Do you want those answers again? She was a gambling riverboat. She was the world's only Glenda the catamaran. She was a nuclear-powered U.S. destroyer, or she was a presidential yacht.
Let's go with the yacht.
Presidential yacht. Scott, what do we got?
That answer is correct.
Correct. Tie game. It became a Navy ship in 1933, but then it became a yacht for Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1936. 1-1, Big B. You can take the lead, put the pressure back on Amanda. Captain Poop Deck does not like to talk about this next ship. Its name was the MS Achille Lauro. In 1985, the Achille Lauro was a cruise ship operated by the Chandis Line. If you look up for yourself why the Achille Lauro was a noted ship, what would you find out, Big B? Would it be A, she was hijacked? B, she ran into the Statue of Liberty? C, she was lost in the Bermuda Triangle? Or D, she ran into Cornwall? I did not plant that answer in there. I swear.
Whatever the answer for the Bermuda Triangle is.
So you say C, she was lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Scotty.
That answer is
wrong.
Incorrect. Goose egg.
It was hijacked?
It was hijacked.
Okay.
Terrorists belonging to the Palestine Liberation Front hijacked the Achille Lauro off the coast of Egypt.
Right. Yeah.
1985.
Yep.
Amanda, you can take the screwdriver, you can turn it tight, and you can put the ultimate pressure on Big B to force us into overtime. Let's go here.
This is your next question.
No pressure at all. 1-1. The next ship is the RMS Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is a sister ship to the RMS Queen Elizabeth and currently resides in Long Beach, California. What is the Queen Mary doing now? Is it A, a cruise liner to Mexico? Is it B, dinner cruises? Is it C, a floating hotel? Or is it D, an aquarium? For a huge amount of pressure on Big B.
I'm going to say the dinner cruises.
Dinner cruises. Let's go to Scotty.
That answer is
wrong.
Incorrect. Goose egg.
The Queen Mary sailed for the Cunard Line between England and the U.S. from 36 to 67. In 1939, it became a floating Hotel.
Oh.
Sorry, in 1969, not 39. Became a floating hotel. Big B, you can tie it.
It's already tied.
It's already.
I thought she had the lead.
No, it's 1-1.
That was for the lead. Okay, so we're tied. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. Big B can take the lead, and then Amanda will be forced to get the next question right.
This is your next question.
Captain Poopdeck always thinks about the Mary Celeste at Halloween. The Mary Celeste was a merchant ship based in Nova Scotia in the 1860s, and the 1870s. What is unusual about the Mary Celeste? Was it A, she was discovered abandoned at sea? Was it B, bats mysteriously built nests in her masts? Was it C, she was built to carry coffins? Or was it D, she was christened with a jack-o'-lantern? Believe it or what, for the lead.
A, she was found abandoned at sea.
Big B says A, she was abandoned at sea. Scotty.
That answer is correct.
You're correct. And now Amanda needs to get this one right. The Mary Celeste was discovered sailing in the Atlantic Ocean in December of 1872 with no one on board. The weather was fine and the ship was in good condition. All right. Amanda, I don't mean to put pressure on you, but you need to get this to force another one.
This is your next question.
Although yours personally, Captain Poopdeck does not have all his oars in the water, he does remember the Heyerdahl. Okay, so Heyerdahl, because he tugged Heyerdahl's ship 50 miles into the Pacific Ocean in 1947. Heyerdahl and his crew set out to discover if pre-Columbian people could have built a vessel and sailed it to Polynesia. What was the name of Thor Heyerdahl's vessel? To tie the game, was it A, Yavari? Was it B, Dalai Lama? Was it C, Kontiki? Or was it D, Amazonas?
Jeez. B. I have no idea.
D, Amazonas.
B.
B, Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
B, Dalai Lama. Scotty.
That answer is
Wrong.
incorrect. Goose egg.
Was it A?
Sorry, no, it was Kontiki.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
It was C. And just to end this up, Kontiki is one name of the Inca sun god. The king and their raft made from balsa wood sailed 93 days before sighting land. Amanda, great job. That was
Oh, God.
a fun round of Believe It or What, where Big B somehow has managed to escape, except for the time he had COVID symptoms and he lost to Jason Scott.
I told you, I know a little bit about a lot of
Or
things.
fiction.
True or false?
Right or wrong. Let's go. It's time to play Believe It or What.
Or what? Till next time. We'll have to play this with Stu next week. Just because I love the new sound effects. You were christened, speaking of books, Amanda, you were christened with the new sound effects.
Oh, fantastic.
It appears to be getting dark in Cornwall, Ontario.
A little bit.
All right, we're going to let you two get on to your romantic evening. But before we do, we know because Jason Scott has told us all on Facebook, if you want to know what's going on in this very famous internet relationship, ladies and gentlemen, you need to make friends with Jason and Amanda on Facebook. Just like if you want to be on the After Hours show, you need to make friends with Big B. What we know tomorrow's the big tour, romantic dinner on Shoreside, and a walking path. We've all seen that. It's not a secret. The cat is out of the hat. That's tomorrow. Are we going to watch that new Netflix show tonight? Is that what's left?
I might watch it. I might not. I have to pack for the weekend, so we'll see.
Okay, but it's already the weekend.
Yes, but I have to pack for to leave.
Oh, so you guys are going on an overnighter.
We are.
But last night, and the only reason I butt in so much is because you guys share so much with us publicly. I believe the Facebook post, I don't have it in front of me, said, eek. I can't wait. Now,
yes.
I do a very good job of the eek, but so now you're not even going to watch it after telling everyone else, I can't believe it.
I do want to watch it, and I probably will put it on.
You're so indecisive. You can't decide if you're Dutch or French. All right. Listen, I'm going to let you guys, I really appreciate you coming on. The next time you see these two, well, maybe. We like to pull them in randomly throughout our show, so you might see them before. But very soon, you're going to see Jason and Amanda in a showdown of Choo Choo Mania. And we still got to get together, Big B, and decide the events that will be participating. And they can't be in a car together. They can't be in the same room. And it's got to be a night. Well, Amanda can't have the kids. She already stressed that. But they've got to be in the set. Maybe they can get motels with adjoining doors. But during the show, they've got to be separated.
That's a good idea.
Oh, there you go. And then after Choo Choo Mania becomes a romantic rendezvous in the motel.
That I don't want to see. You put that on your OnlyFans.
There you go.
Don't do that on King Crew Radio. Make a Jason and Amanda OnlyFans.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And Jason says they're going to go live, and I have a feeling this boat you're going to be on tomorrow is going to be a hell of a lot more exciting for us.
Than Theodore.
Than Theodore. I'm sorry.
We always go live.
Made it exciting. You made it. Oh, do I have the picture? There was one more thing I wanted to ask you. Shoot.
She's anxiously awaiting to go watch this stupid fucking Netflix show.
Back for the weekend.
She's patiently waiting for you to let her go.
It's fine. I'm not in a hurry.
I can't find it. I wanted to get clarity on another weird thing from Cornwall.
Oh,
the Minion.
The random Minion. That's all I want to ask about.
What the fuck is going on with the and I have another question. So the random Minion, of course, we have to address. And then apparently there's ghettos in Canada. Can somebody explain this to me?
The Minion apparently has been there for a while. I've never noticed him, but I
is
guess
there more than one is what I need to know. If I drive to fucking Cornwall and that tugboat's left and there's only one Minion, I'm going to be really pissed off because I got Harvey's in Windsor.
Apparently there's only one Minion. I don't know. As far as I know, there's only one.
I thought
more? Do you know?
Contest at Lay's potato chips or something put on.
I have no idea. I never saw that before, and apparently it's been there for a while.
Is this true that Jason is bringing the kids along on this romantic weekend? He said there's 2 rooms.
There's 2 rooms. I can't see comments.
That's for Choo Choo Mania.
Oh, for Choo Choo Mania. But I did have one more question other than the Minion. I promise I'll let you go.
That's fine.
Because I don't want to hold up your romantic weekend. You had quoted today on Facebook also that the adoptions went well. Are you getting the kids back?
For work. I adopted out 3 dogs. 3 dogs and 2 cats today. So
very nice.
You need to
actually,
be clear.
sorry, they're going home tomorrow, but I did Zoom calls and got them adopted today.
Very nice. Very nice. As
So it's a great
I
day.
have 3 cats and 3 dogs. We got the dogs, 2 of them through adoption. So very nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see them go. And actually, these dogs came from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
You can send a dog down to me and not tell my wife, because since the first one passed away, Ziggy needs company, and my wife won't buy another one. So just get me a pug or something.
They always need company, especially if they've had company for so long.
You need to contact my wife on social media and explain that to her, because she just thinks I'm an old buffoon and she won't do it.
I can send her a message. I have her on Facebook.
All right. All right, kid. You enjoy your weekend. We'll see all the updates. We follow you. And we'll talk to you very soon. And we really appreciate you being a good sport and playing tugboat. Believe it. Or what?
Sounds good. Anytime, guys.
Go have fun.
Bye.
Bye. The lovely Amanda and her sidekick Jason, ladies and gentlemen.
I was quite wonderful. Now she can't figure out how to get out.
Would she be Jason's better half, or would Jason be her better half in this?
Oh, she's still with us. You know what? She's going to be with us. We're going to watch her watch the Netflix show and watch her pack.
Exactly. She's not going to be able to figure out how to log out. So we're going to do the Amanda cam the entire way home.
So, all right, leave the cam on. You can't figure out how to go. Just drive. We won't talk to you.
Go
Just
ahead.
drive.
We'll carry on.
Just drive. Go ahead. Go on your merry way.
Don't
leave you alone.
Don't mind us. We won't capitalize on this situation. Not us. Not a chance.
It won't close.
It won't close.
It won't, and that's a sign. Just drive away. Just
We're
keep
like
driving.
cucumbers. We last forever. All right. That was awesome. And a great match. And it went, the matches have been, I'm finding these believe it or what's are getting much closer than at the beginning.
Well, when you do odd subjects like this, and I really, the Achille Lauro, I had the feeling in the back of my mind that it was hijacked, but something was just pushing me towards being lost in the Bermuda Triangle. And I'm pissed that I took that Bermuda Triangle angle, because I had it in the back of my mind that it was hijacked.
Okay, when there's a pretty girl, I like the close-ups. But with me and you, we got to back up a little way. Did we do two news stories? We never got.
We only did one.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through this is the news part. What was our next one? I don't know, Mike.
How much time do we have, first of all?
Well,
for news stories.
We've been going over lately, so it's about 9:10 right now.
Right.
9:15.
All right. So
I know you're in a hurry to get to bed so you can build the barbecue, but we still have to produce a decent amount of material.
No. I'm not in a hurry to leave. I just want to know what stories, because there is one story that we didn't have lined up last week, but popped up this week that I want to get to. Well,
If you want to jump in with that one, I can't see. We can get at least 2. I like the one about the. Actually, they were all pretty good. But anyway, you go ahead. Whichever one you want.
So we're going to do 2. So I'm going to save the one that just popped up this week for last. So this week we're going to do the fake pregnancy.
Oh, that's this lovely young couple.
There you go.
Okay, let's bring them on.
Let me pull that up. So
I can't imagine such a beautiful, upstanding couple doing something weird.
They're a beautiful, loving couple, aren't they? The headline reads, "Woman fakes pregnancy to both her boyfriends and has one kill the other."
I just want to say, before you carry on, I can see where she has a little bit of room to hide a pregnancy.
All right, I'll give you that.
I'm going to call the story believable. Anyway, go ahead. I apologize. I did.
Woman fakes pregnancy to both of her boyfriends and has one kill the other with a toilet lid.
She kills he kills the other with a toilet lid. This deserves the second one of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Now you've got my attention, and I need to drink, so go ahead.
Tommy Brown thought Christina Rodriguez was pregnant with his child. Her other boyfriend thought the baby was actually his. Both men were wrong, and one wound up dead. Tommy Lee Brown grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, and after high school, he worked for his father's janitorial service, later taking over the business. In 2004, Tommy began a relationship with co-worker Connie Marino. Though they were together for almost a decade, their domestic bliss was punctuated with frequent breakups. He was really in love with Connie, and he really wanted a life with Connie. Sister Andrea Brown told Snapped, airing on Sundays on Oxygen. But more than anything, Tommy wanted children. In the spring of 2013, Tommy and Moreno enlisted a surrogate to bear Tommy's child. Before the child arrived...
Male surrogate, then?
No, it would be a female surrogate.
Well, okay, because there was 2 boys. That's why I'm getting confused here.
Before the child arrived, however, the couple again split up. His dreams of having a child would never come true. On September 7, 2013, Andrea went to Tommy's home after not hearing from him for several days, which was unusual. He didn't answer the door, so she let herself in using a spare key he kept in the mailbox. Upon entering, she saw her brother lying on the floor and called 911. Eunice Rodriguez and Balin... When investigators arrived, they found Tommy Brown, 51, laying face down in a hallway outside the bathroom. He had been dead for several days. Plastic bags had been duct taped around Tommy's neck, and his hands were tied behind his back with a shoelace. He had multiple blunt force trauma injuries to the head and 9 fractured ribs, according to court documents.
This guy went the full Monte with the toilet seat.
Oh, he would, like there was no tomorrow.
He had, bing, boom. I imagine
he had bruises and contusions all over his body. Part of his head was split open. I mean, his face looked like he had gotten into a fight with Mike Tyson. It was one of the most savage beatings that I've ever seen, prosecutor Bill Vassar told Snapped. Shards of porcelain were found on the floor around Tommy, and 2 distinct shoe prints were identified in the dried blood on the floor. Still, the killer had to clean up after themselves. Bleach had been poured over Tommy's body. There were no signs of forced entry.
Fucking Tommy Brown.
Poor Tom. They bleached him. There were no signs of forced entry, although several items were missing from the home, which included the television, Tommy's wallet, his car keys, and his truck. My initial feeling was that this was somebody he allowed in his home, so we felt like most likely the suspect or suspects were going to be someone he knew.
Wait a minute now. You said there was porcelain all over the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The toilet seat is either wood or plastic, correct? In my knowledge of toilet seats.
Correct.
So Eli gave Tommy Brown a chair shot over the actual toilet.
And shattered the toilet, yes.
With a plastic toilet seat.
You ever feel a toilet seat that if you don't get the plastic ones and you get like those composite ones, those are pretty heavy and hard.
I've always thought if my house was being broken into, because remember, I'm not in Canada, so I don't bear arms, that I would grab a steak knife or a hockey stick or a baseball bat. I've never once thought that I should leave the toilet seat partially dislodged in case I needed to defend myself. But basing on this story, the toilet seat is the way of, hidden dragon walking tiger in this case.
Well, it kind of clarifies it here. His missing truck was found, and in the back of the truck was a trash can filled with bloody items and pieces of chipped porcelain that matched those found on the floor in Tommy's home. These pieces, they realized, were once part of the toilet tank lid. So he took the lid off and smashed it over him.
I also believe my toilet lid is plastic. I don't believe it's porcelain, and I have 2 toilets.
No, the toilet lid.
Oh, you mean the piece over the
over the tank
where all the things are inside?
Yes.
The plunger.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, those are heavy. You ever try to lift that off? I never thought of that.
Yeah, he apparently beat him with the toilet tank lid.
Can Jason Scott find me a Blue Mountain Pottery toilet lid?
Well, yeah, I've been asking for Blue Mountain Pottery for months now. I've gotten nothing. I've never asked it for free. I've said I would pay for the pottery and the shipping. I've gotten nothing. If you ask for a toilet lid, you're not going to get it.
See, for some reason, I'm imagining it was the toilet seat. I don't know why. I wasn't focused on this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a heavy piece of porcelain, the toilet lid. That's got to weigh 6 pounds. Are you there?
I am here. I'm skipping through the story.
It's still going?
This is a very, very long story.
Holy shit. Okay, well, this is like those shows you watch, Big B. But it wasn't DNA that gave it away. It was porcelain.
It was porcelain.
And they matched the porcelain to the actual toilet.
Skipping ahead as detectives work on the case. They learned that Tommy's bank debit card had been used at a 7-Eleven in Fort Worth, Texas on the morning of September 6th. And so they obtained the store's security camera footage. We see a tall black male coming into the store, and he had a bandage wrapped around his hand, obviously from the beating.
He cut himself with the porcelain lid of the toilet.
That's right. That was consistent with our crime scene, too, and the belief that somebody had injured themselves at the crime scene. Same individual was also filmed using Tommy's card at Dollar General. On September 9th, Tommy's coworker, Deborah Grimes, also received a text message from someone pretending to be Tommy. It said, "My girl is in the hospital and I'm low on cash. Is there any way I can borrow some cash?" So now the guy has not only beaten Tommy to death, he's taken his cell phone and he's contacting Tommy's acquaintances asking for more money.
Right. You're not going shopping at Tiffany's with this bank card that you inherited. You're
correct.
Going to the Dollar Tree.
Correct.
Excellent.
The U.S. Marshal Service
Perhaps by gauze.
Huh? Yes.
Perhaps
yes.
by gauze.
So by gauze and one of those wraps to wrap up your hand.
I got you.
The U.S. Marshal Service was able to trace Tommy's cell phone to a home in Snellville, Georgia. The home belonged
from Fort Worth, Texas to Snellville, Georgia?
Yes.
All right.
The home belonged to Ellis's mother. Ellis and Rodriguez were apprehended on September 10th, 2016. Tommy's cell phone was found inside the house while his wallet was inside their car.
So they didn't even get rid of the evidence.
They did not get rid of the evidence.
They had, did you say a garbage bag or a garbage pail with the porcelain in it?
Well, in the back of his car was found a garbage can.
An actual tin can in the back of his car with bloodied porcelain from the scene.
Right.
Not too bright.
Rodriguez immediately invoked her right to an attorney, but Ellis agreed to talk. He claimed he met Rodriguez in early 2013 and moved in with her in March. He said he loved Rodriguez and that she was pregnant with his child. In fact, Rodriguez wasn't pregnant with either man's child. It turns out that it was just a big con. She was never pregnant.
The reason he did this was because he thought there was a conspiracy of who the father of the child was.
Right.
When at the end of the story, the plot thickens. The big twist is she wasn't pregnant at all.
Correct.
With either man's baby.
And on January 30th, 2017, she was found guilty of felony murder and sentenced to life in prison. Both Rodriguez and Ellis will be eligible for parole in 2043.
So they were away a long time. I don't even know if I'll be around then. But so she was found guilty, not as a accessory. She was also involved in this.
Correct.
Man, I got to go back and watch this to, I would call this the larceny of the Lou. So let's you and I role play a little bit. We're
sure
fighting over the same dame. We're passionate about her Spanish love, and we both think we're the father of a baby that doesn't exist. What would your weapon of choice be? We're in a house. Think of things around you. Would you think to grab the lid on the toilet? Why I'm saying this is I'm proving this as a genius move. Those things weigh about 6 to 7 pounds.
Now, am I allowed to bring my own weapon, or I have to use what's in the house?
Well, you have torches and tasers,
right? Yeah, I have tons of weapons around me at all times.
But think of common household items: screwdrivers, chainsaws, steak knives, a kettle, a toaster.
I would, literally, I don't think it would be that much planning. I think it would be whatever is around me at that moment. So wherever I am, whatever's around me at that moment is what I'm going to use. So, and that's what I think happened here. Whatever happened near the bathroom. It wound up into the bathroom, and that's what he used, whatever was around him at the time.
So you're telling me that he was taking a shit in reverse. He was facing the wall so he could grab the lid of the toilet. So he wasn't like a normal person sitting there with his cell phone enjoying a shit. He was backwards on the toilet, shitting, and grabbed the lid.
No, I don't think he was shitting. I think the altercation started right outside the bathroom, probably. Kind of made its way into the bathroom as they struggle and fight. Ellis picked up whatever was around him, what was around him right in front of him was the toilet lid, and beat him with the toilet lid.
It's disgustingly gross, but at the same time, it is brilliant. I cannot imagine myself in the thick of a fight thinking of grabbing the toilet lid.
Whether it was intentional or spur of the moment, it was a brilliant move on his part because it did the job that he intended it to do.
Now, as brittle as you would imagine porcelain to be, I've actually been pretty rough with those lids when I'm in trying to fix, a running toilet or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're actually very durable and they don't chip easily. So for this porcelain to break all over the place, he must have fucking mangled this guy.
Well, there's adrenaline, there's anger going on at the spur of the moment. You've heard of, when adrenaline kicks in, people have been able to lift cars off of other people. When that happens, you have the strength of more than one person.
I agree with Short Sai. This is the ideal close combat weapon. You could use it as a shield. The guy goes to punch you, he'd break his hand against it. Or if he had another weapon of choice, said steak knife or something. Brilliant close combat weapon. None of us have thought of that. The toilet seat, the ultimate. Remember that show that used to be on? Because you watched all those weird shows. Remember when they'd say who would win? And they'd have the samurai versus the knight.
Right, and they would analyze the strengths and weaknesses.
Right, and they'd fire the arrow into a dummy and say, it would pierce that armor. Or what? It was a great show. I can't remember the name of it. But the toilet seat lid if ever this show reboots, should become and be put through all these tests. Like, would it block a bullet? Would it slow it down enough to so it didn't enter the damage and do, or enter the body and do too much damage? Would it be able to and then, like, if the sword broke it, you'd have two sharp this is a better story than I thought it was. The toilet lid murders, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
And you didn't even leave that one for last.
I didn't.
All right, we have one more story, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we still have time. We've been running over the usual 90 minutes. We've earned our airtime throughout the years. I think this is the one you wanted, the one with the CDC.
Yeah, I had it queued up, but fucking my phone.
That's all right. You're listening to Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen, live every Friday right here on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube, and Facebook, and available on demand. Wherever podcasts are found, just search Cave Crew Radio. You can get in touch with us if you're not a member of the Facebook group. Go right over to cavecrewradio@gmail.com. We also have a contact tab on our webpage, so we're not hard to find. That's for sure. What do you think? You got the story?
I do.
Okay. I bought you time. Is that not good, bouncing off each other?
That is wonderful radio professionalism.
Knowing when you need to improvise when the chips are down.
There you go.
All right. Carry on.
The headline reads, CDC warns not to swim with diarrhea.
Oh. With diarrhea? Like in diarrhea?
With diarrhea. If you have diarrhea, don't go swimming.
Oh, okay. You had to clarify that. Okay.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning against swimming with diarrhea this summer. And the visual it's using to give that warning is making quite a splash.
I can imagine.
The agency tweeted a warning that one person with diarrhea can contaminate the entire pool, along with a cartoon GIF of a girl going down a slide, leaving a brown streak behind.
Would this be a variant of concern?
Give me a second. I have to write that down.
It wasn't that good. Well, okay, so we've been through all this lockdown and all this shit, and no pun intended on that. We've learned a lot of stuff, but I would think this is an age-old thing, kind of like don't swim for a half hour after you ate. I don't think you want to go swimming if you got diarrhea.
Who is the person that, knows they have diarrhea and then says, fuck it, I'm going to go in the pool? I can't imagine anybody actually doing that, because if you have diarrhea, you don't feel good to begin with.
Yeah, you don't feel like, let's go for a dip.
Right. Hey, let's go out to the beach. Let's go to pool. I'm shitting my pants, but so what? It's going to be fun.
I could care less about the people around me.
The CDC added a link to its guidance on diarrhea and swimming. Apparently, the CDC has a guidance on diarrhea and swimming.
Fact finders, I need this verified. And if there is indeed a link on the CDC page, we got to post it in the Cave Crew group. You want to know who would go swimming with diarrhea. I want to know who assigned someone this job.
Who wrote the guidance?
Warn people that we have become such a pitiful generation that we need to be told with a special tab on the Center for Disease Control's webpage that we should not swim when we have diarrhea.
Many were grossed out, while others pointed out that taxpayer dollars have funded work behind this. So we as United States taxpayers have funded this research about swimming and diarrhea. If you can't get past the sight of a cartoon repeatedly making her mark in the pool side, here is the official guidance the agency wants you to know. Stay out of the water if you're sick with diarrhea.
Hang on, I got to write that down.
Sure.
Go ahead.
If you have been diagnosed with cryptospomordium, don't go back in the water until 2 weeks after diarrhea has
cat had on the other show.
Huh?
Isn't that thing your cat had on that show we were talking about?
And I don't know. This is use test strips to make sure the water has a proper free chlorine.
So you're
or
telling us
bromine level.
before we get into any swimming venture, we should carry test strips in our
Carry test strips to make sure the chlorine and bromine level are good.
bromine level.
Yes, bromine. This one I don't understand at all. Shower before you get in the water. Why?
If you have diarrhea or anyway.
If you have diarrhea? So are they saying that shower before you get in the water because if you have diarrhea, it may be all over your body? I don't understand that.
Is diarrhea as contagious as Ebola? Is that what they're trying to insinuate?
I don't know, but the next few ones get very interesting. Rinsing off in the shower for just 1 minute removes most of the dirt or anything else on your body that uses up chlorine or bromine needed to kill or inactive germs. So if you shower, you get all the cooties off.
But wait a minute. Would the chlorine not kill is the bromine a good thing or a bad thing?
It should be a good thing, I think.
Okay.
And the next three, just take the cake.
I can't wait.
Taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, have paid for this research, and this is what they have come out with. Drum roll, please.
I don't have one.
Just don't poop in the water. Don't swallow the water.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah.
Take the kids to bathroom breaks and check diapers every hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we paid for this research.
Oh,
and the CDC recommends
legitimately a tab on this on the CDC website.
The CDC recommends, ladies and gentlemen, after thorough research, the CDC recommends that we do not poop in the water.
This kind of goes hand in hand. There was a toilet lid murder and then a poop story. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I didn't read it. I laughed when I saw the headline in Cape Crew Radio. And here's the thing, folks. You can, sometimes our stories are questionable and you can say, that's smoking gun material. This was from CNN.
Which, yes, I know, ladies
you
and gentlemen,
people got your information to decide who you wanted to vote for president. This is where you get your information on the COVID. This is where you get your information that you claim, to be the unwritten law. This is on CNN. And who covered this? Don Lemon?
I can only imagine. I have no idea. But we are paid for extensive research so the CDC could recommend not pooping in the water.
I notice you're going straight to the bottle now. I don't blame you. Oh, Lord. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think another jam-packed show tonight. We brought you some great news stories. We brought you Amanda, who interrupted her date night to come on and play Believe It or What and explain that tugboat to us. I have one last thing to add here. I want you to look here. This I classify under embarrassing moments during a live stream. Let me get that on full screen. This is our friend Alex, the influencer. Apparently, he was interviewing another fella about fish on his first ever fishing Facebook live stream. And I'm wondering, is that a ghost or just someone with an extremely bad posture walking behind Alex, and the look on his guest's face?
I don't know, why is there naked men wandering around Alex's house?
This
I have
is
no
not
idea.
even audio. We don't even need audio with this guy. Visuals are now good enough. Look at the look on that poor kid's face.
I don't think he knew what he was getting into.
What? Who am I talking to? This guy is supposed to be a Aqua Alex.
Oh my God. And by the way, I hate you for inviting me to this fucking event.
Yeah, but these are the things he wants us to watch, because we're going to learn about fish and we're going to have fun and we're going to learn about cooking. I like to watch, and I think Stu does too, because this kind of stuff, it's comedy that is not planned. It's wonderful.
It is not wonderful.
What the fuck was that? That thing was related to Bigfoot or was a crypto or ghost or something. That thing had the strangest posture I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe it was Jeremy Stellhorn.
It could have been. Is that how you'd envision Jeremy Stellhorn?
I tried not to envision Jeremy Stellhorn at all.
Guess what time it is?
Is it time to name the show?
We need to name the show. And Shorts Eye thinks it's sensual. And he also is looking for his Jaeger. I do enjoy a nice Jaeger around the hall.
I cannot. Everybody has that alcohol that really bad things happen when they drink, and they will not drink ever. Everybody has one.
Yeah.
Mine is Jaeger.
Rum. Yeah.
Yeah, mine is Jaeger.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Very bad things happen when I drink Jaeger.
I haven't had that much Jaeger. I usually have like a sip on Christmas morning. It's like I get one in my stocking.
Oh, no, I cannot drink Jaeger.
Okay. Well, we'll have to hear about this, folks. Bring it up next week in chat. So you remind me to ask him about a Jaeger story. All right, so I have a few before I go to guess how many Big B has tonight. Just a few that and they might be too long, but Jane is a common name in Mumbai. Earlier in the show, Short Side told me to write this down. Jason Scott loves French people. From the last story, this just has such a lovely ring to it, and it sounds so CDC. Stay out of the water if you're sick with diarrhea.
There you go.
Way too long for a show name, but just a beautiful way of putting it. I've never said to anyone, I'm sick with diarrhea. Then I do have two more. I also liked Junipel Big B. I can't remember if that was in chat or someone said it.
I said it. Junipel Big B.
Junipel Big B. I like that. I don't know how to spell it. And then again on the CDC, just a plain, which would probably fit as a show title. Don't poop in the water. I really, my heart is telling me that you have 17. But my guess is going to be 5.
Well, keep in mind, I was doing news stories. I was doing Believe It or What. I didn't have a lot of time to write things down. So your heart is wrong.
Okay.
Your guess, however, is correct.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. Hang on a minute. I got it. I know. must have a sound effect for this somewhere.
That answer is correct.
Correct. 5 possible names for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Number 1.
Number 1 goes from the pre-show. There's a branch I want to get rid of.
There's a branch I want to get rid of.
That was you. For your self-imposed.
Oh, right, my chores. Okay.
Your chores. There's a branch I want to get rid of. Now I'm going to skip ahead, and I will say number 2 is a variant of concern.
Okay.
But now the next 3, I think, are really worthy show titles. First, I know real French.
That's a good one.
It was our pal Jason Scott claiming, I know real French.
Okay.
Next one comes from our buddy Short Sai. Porcelain, the ideal close combat weapon.
Here's a low one, the ideal. Okay, go ahead.
And finally is the exact same one you have, and I like it a lot. I'm not sure that I like it more than the porcelain, the ideal close combat weapon, but you can't go without saying, don't poop in the water.
I there's something about that. All right, so we're gonna narrow it down, ladies and gentlemen, to don't poop in the water. Again, this is a show name. I also love this one as well. Made me laugh a lot. Porcelain is the ideal close combat weapon.
Right.
A few people out there, we're going to need your help. Vote with your head, not with your heart. This is the name of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you a minute to supper with Amanda and Jason. No, we're not going to keep adding to that. Nobody said double Dutch anything. I'm surprised by the Dutch.
Although I will say supper with Amanda and Jason sounds like something that would be on the Food Network.
Yes. Yeah.
You tune in like a Thursday evening.
And
it's supper with Amanda and Jason.
I'm going to say don't poop in the water because I think it's short, it's sweet. We both said it. And Facebook user says don't poop in the water. And now he likes, or she likes, I like supper with Amanda and Jason. So do we. Short Sai is going off the record again, saying I call myself Captain Poop Deck, which I never knew about, that there was going to be poo and toilet stories later in the show.
Yeah.
I think I can use that in the show notes, Short Sai.
You have to use that. I'm going to call myself Captain Poop Deck. Has to be in the show notes.
Maybe I'll bring that character back again at some point. Items and pieces of porcelain. There's too much. I know you guys, we had another vote for don't poop in the water up there. I think we gotta call it.
Facebook user said don't poop in the water.
Yeah. All right. What do you say? We both picked that originally.
I have no problem with that. I like that, and I like porcelain, the ideal close combat weapon, along with don't poop in the water.
Go good in the show notes with I call myself Captain Poop Deck and Junipel Big B.
Right. We both picked don't poop in the water, so I think that's fine.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is painful sometimes at best. We're going to end it now. We're going to be back next week. Let me remind you, anyone that is still listening here, we will advertise it. We will get it out there in our Facebook group, on Shitter, on Instagram, on that other thing, TikTok, wherever we can get the message, we're going to get it. It wouldn't be such a big deal. 6 months, a year ago. But the artist formerly known as Choo Choo Stew is scheduled to return and be with us next week. And he says we got to behave and talk about vegetables and jogging and stuff like that and healthy lifestyles. But we'll find a way. Trust us. We'll find a way.
Yeah, that's not
maybe I'll come up with like a vegetarian believe it or what or something. Oh, God. See how much he really knows. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great seeing you again. We'll talk to you around the corner. Cave Crew Radio is the name of the show. We love you. We'll talk to you soon. Nighty night. And by the way, don't poop in the water or still my favorite, but it's way too long. Stay out of the water if you're sick. Diarrhea.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
This is radio. Cave Crew Radio. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, Don, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.